Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Doing my second video about my koi pond. My granddaughter did a short a couple of days ago which got 2,500 views. I did a video yesterday which managed to get 20 views when I asked about the variety of fish I've got. Having watched Gaz's live last night, I realised when I mentioned my book, The Enigma of Koi, I went into the cupboards last night searching, couldn't find it. Found it this morning, and I think I managed to find the varieties I've got, or most of them. It is a nice book. It's very informative, but some of the descriptions of the fish are a bit awkward to really say that definitely is that fish. This is a book. Obviously there's a lot of information in it, but this is the sort of thing you get in the book to show you what your varieties is. It even tells you how to say it, which I ought to use yesterday when I called a fish a shagoi instead of a chagoi. But never mind. Having looked through this, and obviously very difficult to work out exactly what these fish are from that, but as I say, I think I have managed to get the variety for nearly all of them in here. So I think I was right. This fish here, which we call scruff, is a 62 cm chagoi. He's 32 years old. We've also got a ghost carping, which I didn't really want in. Years ago I gave 2 away, but because I normally get 3 new fish when we have a new grandchild, I couldn't take it away. They'd have been really disappointed. I've also got what I think is an Ogon Yamabuki. I think is that one. That's 62 centimeters. I've got a Benigoi, which obviously I think is over there, at the side of that Asagi. Is a nice Benigoi. From the other side, I don't think he's got any black spots on him. I understand that lets the fish down a little bit. I'm assuming that is a Jinrin Benigoi. Obviously, at the side of that is the Shishui. I've got 2 of those. Regard the others, I'm not going to go through them all, but I think that one is Deutsch Arawaki. The other fish I've got in here is Sankey's, Showers, Goromo. The Goromo is one of the newer fish what I've got. He's down there, but over the winter he's changed colour. It was a burgundy colour, and he's gone to more a brown. It's a bit disappointed really, because the kids called him beetroot. And at the side of that we've got Sills, which is a Deutsch, I think, Kishui. But the fish range from the smallest, which I think is obviously that one, the Tancho. I think he's about 26 centimeters. A lot of them around about 28 to 33 centimeters. But one of the reasons I'm doing this is because I've never actually spent a lot of money on fish. I think the last lot I bought, obviously they were the most expensive because I buy them when they're about 3 inches and grow them on, and it's, for me, that's the joy of having them. I'm not trying to break any records. I want the fish to grow at their normal rate. I want them to look fit and healthy, and I like to sit outside at pond with a beer and watch them in the evening, or whenever you're having a beer really. But people do come round and they're astonished, because this is only a 1500 gallon pond and my filtration system isn't the best, but it does the job. If I just show you inside here, under here you've got the matting. At the bottom there is some ceramic in the bottom of there, you can see it. Obviously there is a UV in the back of here, but I've also got this in the bucket filter, and I've got a splitter under here, because if I do put the pump on, if the pump is on full and there's no debris at all, it's clean, it does tend to overwhelm the pond a little bit. But what I've also got, which I only use in the summer when I start feeding again, I've actually got another filter and another pump. I know this pump here looks a bit dodgy. Rick will be really pleased about that at New Forest Koi, because when I said that my ponds and my fish are 30 odd year old, and I've had the pond probably 34-35 years, he says, are they still alive? Because I obviously know nothing about that much about fish. You can see that because since November I've got a bit more paranoid, and I made this little measuring tub. I am going to go and see the guy at Skeggy Koi and get myself a proper measuring tub. I understand everybody seems to like him, but I did knock an hole in it, so don't get cheap. Anyway, back to the pond. They all look good today. Obviously the Shishui there and his partner, we used to call them Blues Brothers. I think now we ought to call them Slightly Grey. They're doing quite well, but they're probably 12 years old now. And obviously with having fish up to 30 odd years old, we did lose one of the original fish, Blackie his name was, and he was massive. He got up to about 70 cm, but last October it died. I came back from a few days away, and the guy who comes round sometimes and keeps an eye on the fish while I'm away, even though I have got an automatic feeder. I suppose really I've got two. I've got a P7000, and I've got a bloke 6'6", 16 stone, who comes down and throws a handful in when he comes round to have a look at my garden to make sure everything's alright. But I wouldn't say, even in this pond, if anybody's starting up, yes, you can get away with smaller filters and things like that. I must say that they're probably not quite adequate in summer when we start to get a bit of algae, and I would say get yourself something else you can just put in as well. And I always put that down the bottom end of the pond. There's a bit of a ledge where the sargie is now, and I feed the water out along where they put the feeder on the far side, just to blow the food along the pond and give a bit of current on that side to keep the flow going around the pond. And I feed the water back in to this area, which I pump out and put through another. I have got another UV before it goes into filter. But I do hope you've enjoyed this video. I don't think I'll be posting many more, because granddaughter goes back to school on Monday, so how useless I am at doing this sort of thing. I think it'll be Easter before I have another go, and hopefully I'll do a few just to show you how my fish are growing without being forced. And I hope you do enjoy it. you can press that like button if you want. I'm not bothered about anybody subscribing, because I'm doing this for a bit of fun, and I'll carry on watching the guys like I did last night when they took the mitle a little bit about me having a pond for 30 odd years, but it did cause a bit of a debate on it, and I'd like to see the lady's fish, which is about 4 or 5 years older than the one I've got at 32 years. Well, I hope you enjoy the video when you watch it. Thank you very much if you do watch it, and have a good day. Thank you.